At 22, I opened a retail store and lost 50,000 euros. Today, I will tell the full story, how it actually started, from the first idea to opening the store, and all the mistakes that I made. It all started online. I was selling products on marketplaces, the business was growing fast, and at one point I had over 100 orders every day. I had already changed offices twice in a year, and each time I ran out of space. And one day I found that a nearby office was available. I went there immediately, and I said that I was ready to take it. But unfortunately, that was too late. Someone else was already signing the contract. Later, that agent called me back and informed me that the office was gone. But there was something else, a small retail space inside the shopping center. I had been thinking about a store for a long time, but before that, I either didn't have time or money, but now everything lined up perfectly. We went to see the place. It was small, around 40 square meters, but it looked fine. So I thought, I'll just put some shelves, hire staff, and start selling. Online, I already had a proof that people were buying products that I was selling, so I made a decision fast. I agreed to rent it, and planned to open it in just a month. At the start, everything felt easy. I posted the job ad, ordered equipment, and now I just had to wait. Because I wanted to open fast, I didn't wait for some custom furniture, I bought whatever was available. A few weeks later, the shelves arrived, but delivery didn't go smoothly. The workers started unloading at the main customer entrance, instead of the delivery area. That's how I met security for the first time. Another interesting situation was when I hired a worker to install some finishing pieces. He showed up with a handsaw. Everything looked fine at that moment, so I left him to work. But a few hours later, he called me. Security stopped him. I did not understand why until I got there. Turns out, he couldn't cut it properly by hand, so he came back with a big electric saw and started cutting inside the shopping center in the middle of the day. We had to stop everything that day, but because of this, I discovered a bigger problem. The store had power in only one outlet, so I had to urgently call electricians. We had to redo all the electricity, but all of that wasn't the hardest part. The hardest part for me was deciding what I should even sell there. Online, it was easy. I listed everything that could find, people chose, but in a store with such a limited space, I didn't really decide. So I brought a bit of everything, home goods, tools, toys. Looking back, I believe this was my biggest mistake. After 1 month, we were ready. Opening day, we had cake, balloons, happy stuff. So the first customer came in within minutes, and he even made a purchase. At that moment, I believed that this could actually work. But after a few days, there was a first loss. The employee was alone, and while helping one customer, another just took an item and left. I knew that theft would happen, but I didn't install security gates at first. I wanted to see how fast it would happen. Now I knew. After a few weeks, I finally installed security gates, cameras. It was expensive, but I did not think much about it. Later, I realized it would have been cheaper to just accept the losses, because theft didn't stop anyway. Daily operations were simple, nothing interesting there. Stuff was good, no conflicts, everything ran smoothly. But the biggest problem remained. How do I grow this store? I decided to invest in marketing. I hired an agency, but that wasn't that simple. Before ads, we needed a brand. Colors, story, positioning, all that stuff. Time passed. December came, the biggest sales season. And we still had nothing ready. We started working with the agency in October, but I finally got my materials only in February. I paid around 1,000 euros for design, around 5,500 for production and placement. That's were everywhere in that store. Elevators, bathrooms, big banners, even floor stickers leading from all the entrances to my store. But 2 months of running ads, there were no visible results. At the same time, I was building a website with the same agency. This was actually more important to me than the physical store. My idea was simple. The store would build trust and act as a marketing for my website. Agency promised to finish the website in just 2 months. But it wasn't ready in 2 months, not even in 6. Even a year later, it still wasn't fully finished. At that point, I understood the website will not be ready anytime soon. So the store had no real purpose anymore. I tried ads, and that was my last attempt. I had no other ideas how to improve the situation. I moved the office, the store was now far away, and I was rarely visiting it. So I made a decision to stop the losses. The store was open for around 8 months. Monthly costs were around 4,000 euros, but the best month it was just around 3,000 euros. Before taxes, before product costs, just revenue, not profit. In total, in 8 months, revenue was about 50,000 euros, but total expenses around 35,000 to just run the store, around 7,000 for marketing, 4,000 more for security systems, and in the end, I lost around 50,000 euros. So what were the biggest mistakes? I believe that first and the biggest one, there were too many different products. What worked online didn't really work in a small store. Second mistake, it was rushing decisions. I didn't really plan properly, I didn't calculate, didn't compare options, just took whatever was fastest and available at the moment. Third mistake, no real marketing strategy. I spent money just because it felt necessary, without any strategy. But I don't really regret it. It was expensive, but I believe that was valuable. I learned that every business is different, and what works in one place can fail in another. Thanks for watching, and if you found this useful, leave a like and follow for more real business stories.